Today from Bruce Stadium, it's crunch time for the Canberra Raiders and the Manly Seagulls. Right here on the one and only Wide World of Sports.
After only a month of this year's NRL competition, it seems quite remarkable that we could even contemplate using the word desperation when it comes to glamour sides Manly and Canberra. With just one win each so far this year, today's game here at Bruce Stadium really does take on epic proportions. Manly's only win so far this year was against Adelaide. Last week they were totally outplayed by Parramatta. Canberra's win came a fortnight ago against the Gold Coast. Last weekend, North Queensland came from behind to get the money. Joining us in commentary this afternoon in the national capital is Roosters coach Phil Gould. And Gus, I guess as a rival coach, you're not that disappointed at the poor start for these sides. What are your expectations this Arvo?
Well, Peter, I still think it'll be a great game of football. Too many good players in both sides, and the situation really demands it. A little early in the season to be talking about desperation, but both sides will be looking for a confidence booster out of this game. I think whoever wins could get a kickstart to the season they're looking for. A
late blow for Canberra during the week with the withdrawal of Ricky Stewart. Take us through the side.
Yeah, at fullback we've got McNamara, Croker and Vainicolo on the wings, young fella playing his first grade game. Pearson and Wiki in the centres, Daly 5'8" and captain. McFadden replaces Ricky Stewart. At lock, Bradley Clyde, Ferner and Kennedy in the second row. DeVico and Hetherington have big jobs today, and Simon Wolford's been in very good form. Mel Meninga, the coach.
Manly side lines up this way with Luke Phillips at fullback, Oljanik and Torrens the wingers, Opawate and Hill in the centres. Some positional changes here with Cliff Lyons coming in at 5'8" off the bench. That pushes Jeff Tuvey to halfback. He's the captain. Nick Kosep is the lock. Daniel Gartner, Steve Menzies the second rowers. Joe Taylor, Neil Tierney and Jim Sedaris make up the front row. Craig Field has been pushed onto the interchange bench, and they are, of course, coached by Bob Fulton. One of the shining lights to come out of last week's loss against North Queensland for Canberra was the good form of Brad Clyde.
Yeah, it was. Peter, at his best, I can remember Bradley Clyde being very dangerous out wide, working with Laurie Daly, threatening sides on the edges of the ruck. In recent times, he's been in the middle of the field trying to take up the slack from his forwards who have really been out of form. If he can get that luxury of playing out wide today, he's going to be a real thorn in the side of the Manly players.
Also an impressive performer so far this season has been Manly's fullback Luke Phillips. Joined the club from North Queensland. Today he takes on the side where he started his grade career. That was Canberra in '96. The one thing I have really liked about Phillips in the first month of football has been his toughness. Very, very safe under the high ball as well. Well, Phil, which way are you going to go?
Very hard to tip against Canberra down here, but I'm going to tip Manly. A lot of pride on the line today, and I just think Canberra playing without confidence. Manly, to me, will be desperate.
Yeah, I'm going the Seagulls as well. They actually do have a pretty good record against Canberra here at Bruce Stadium. That is set to continue. On paper, should be one of the clashes of the season. Let's hope that proves to be the case. So for the Seagulls up against the Raiders, here's Ray Warren.
Thank you, Peter. A shot of the old grandstand here at Bruce Stadium. That's about the only semblance of what we've come to know. Jeff Tuvey takes them out. The new stadium under construction here at Bruce. One of the combatants today. 4-1. Everybody's spoken about this game. It's been previewed, upended, looked at from every which way. The fact is that one of them more than likely will walk off here tonight 5-1, and probably no hope of doing anything at all in 1998 thereafter. Cliffy Lyons in the run on side. Big day for a lot of these rep players too. National coaches here. And the selectors. Daly. He's got Matthew Johns breathing down his neck. The back row. Fittler will get the lock job. Second row, though, that's anybody's guess. And here today we've got Clyde and Ferner. Manly have got Kosef, Menzies, Gartner. Canberra's only won one of 4 clashes against Manly at Bruce. Steve Roach on the sidelines. G'day, big fella.
How you going, Ray? Beautiful conditions down there on the sideline for Rugby League. 24 degrees, a swirling breeze at the moment. Well, both sides are real desperate today, as we already mentioned, but I was talking to the coaches in the tunnel before the game, and they've said that ball security is their main priority today. Should be a great match. It's the first match this season that Canberra have played at home, and one stat is that Canberra have only won one game here since 1990 against Manly. Paul McBlain is the referee. He's been given
the big match. No Ricky Stewart, but Laurie Daly would be used to that. Apropos 1997. So the Raiders running from left to right, and Pearson, the former Magpie, former Rooster, playing it just outside the 20-metre line. The first tackle, the first penalty of the game goes to Canberra.
No Ricky Stewart, no Craig Field in the number 7 for Manly in the starting lineup. Bust made there, and the penalty awarded. Brandon Pearson took the football. Interesting to see when Manly have the ball, whether that will mean Jeff Tuvey goes in and plays in the dummy half role. Sedaris are running forward, and Kosef the first receiver.
DeVico, second tackle of the game for Canberra. And this is Ben Kennedy, whose recent fortunes have been very unlucky. Wilford scampers away from dummy half, reaching the 30-metre line under the tackle of Menzies. And then McFadden it was that showed the ball before giving it to DeVico. DeVico playing up in the front row with Hedrington today. As Daly puts in a kick, he's looking for the outside man. Oh, big jump by the Manly number 5, Albert Torrens. Hopewadi. Feeling that could have brought a penalty, really.
And look at the strapping on the right leg of Neil Tierney as Nick Kosef gets pounded on the 20-metre line. Big man back into the side. And takes it up again. Second time this 6.
Tierney now just inside his own 30-metre line. Lions. And that kick looks like it's too full. It is. So Canberra get a wonderful opportunity from 25 metres out. And they're really working on DeVico. Canberra gets a penalty. They want to take a quick tap. I think a bit of wisdom has taken over.
Come on.
Hello? There's more trouble at the ranch.
Yep. If you call out to him, he's reluctant to get back. I'll continue to penalise him. Just make sure you get him back, okay? Yep. Thank you.
Kosef's got a problem, Steve.
That was a great set of 6 tackles in defence from the Canberra Raiders, but Kosef got smashed on the ground. His head hit the ground. This goal will give him an opportunity to get his thoughts back in order, but he was in a bit of trouble.
You can see the excavations in the background. This playing surface has been lowered 4 metres to facilitate the construction of this $27 million redevelopment. And the stadium, as Hancock goes on, the stadium will seat 40,000 and be completed by October, and will be used for some of the Olympic soccer events.
Well, this is very unusual. We see John Hopewadi leaving the field, a man that was penalised and then spoken to, along with Jeff Tuvey. Craig Hancock into the action in under 3 minutes, and it doesn't appear as though Hopewadi has any problem whatsoever physically.
Just keep one eye on Hopewadi as he goes to the bench. He'll probably be on the 2-way. And there's the kick from Furner. It's there. The Raiders get first points. Yeah, here's the tackle on Kosef. And I'm watching John Hopewadi. He is in fact on the 2-way. Just what is being said to him, I wonder. That's Hetherington. Now Brad Clyde.
Well, Gus, do you bring a player off after 3 minutes for personal instruction or something to get out to the rest of the team?
Well, if it was for the rest of the team, I doubt that John Hopewadi was the man to relay the message. It can only be towards John Hopewadi and perhaps his relationship with the referee. There's no doubt that McLean's got onto his offside tactic and has warned him straight away. Perhaps Bob Fulton wants to reinforce that so that John Hopewadi takes heed of the instruction.
Well, he's back on now.
Phillips. 2-0 in favour of Canberra. David Furner with a penalty. Penalty against the Raiders now. Inside the 10. So a little bit of relief for Manly. Lions with a good kick. The tap will be taken almost on the halfway line by Sedaris. Joe Taylor, one of the big youngsters up in the front row, trying to fill the gap. Kosef able to stand and unload across the Lions. Terry Hill beat Pearson, taken by McFadden. And they're 7 metres into Canberra's area for Daniel Gartner now. Sedaris answers the call. Second man play. Wide ball for Lions. And the kick. Oh, it stands on its point. John Hopewadi. He's over the line. You don't get a better bounce than that.
That was the instruction, Ray.
That's what Fulton was saying
He
to
said,
him.
get out there, get the bounce and score the try.
He's a genius, Bozo.
Oh, isn't he? Cliff Lyons here. You have a look out wide. Now, really, I don't think they knew the kick was coming because they didn't react until fairly late and they were a long way back. But the bounce is an absolute shocker for the Canberra players who couldn't get there on the full. And John Hopewadi unstoppable from 5 metres out. Really, it's been all Canberra the opening of this game, so quite a shock. First time Manly get down this end of the field, they put the 4-pointer on.
Well, it's been interesting. I mean, when you're losing games and your confidence goes out the window a little bit, it's certainly affected Manly in their first couple of sets with the ball. They've had opportunity to spread and haven't, and that time they were in good position to spread but kick. Something like that just might jolt them into action now. Should be a 6-point lead.
Here's Phillips now from right in front, and Manly takes the lead. 6 points to 2, 6 minutes gone. What an eventful day for John Hopewadi.
Pictures that shock the world. Inside the terror camps where teenagers are treated like animals.
Please save me from the death penalty.
And why Portugal has declared war on Australian wine.
This is absolutely filthy.
Tonight on 60 Minutes.
The eyes have it at Vision City. All this, and also quite inexpensive. Eye-catching eyewear from Vision City.
Welcome to Treasure Island at the Hellenic Club with more cash than you ever imagined. Each fortnight there are 10 treasure chests full of cash to be won, each containing up to $10,000. The Hellenic Club is a great place to be. Enter as many times as you like. Treasure Island. I'm now at Canberra's most popular club, the Hellenic Club. The Hellenic Club.
The following offer is unbelievable but true. Now you can buy on 2 years interest-free terms at Harvey Norman. 2 years interest-free terms on furniture, electrical, bedding, carpets, home improvements, Manchester computers and much more. Buy now and pay no interest for 2 years. That's 2 whole years interest-free. What a deal. Now's the time to buy and Harvey Norman's the place to buy. This is a limited offer, so don't miss out. With an unbelievable but true offer like this, it's no wonder.
Everybody loves Harvey Norman.
How do you get the best value that only the largest hose and fittings company can offer?
Just call NZ, that's all.
How do you get the fastest service from the biggest hose doctor fleet?
Just call NZ, that's all.
Style is a very personal thing. It's not just about looks. It's about presence and quality. Good style has to stem from good quality. You express yourself with style. But what looks good on you won't necessarily work for everyone. That's why Holden is all sorts of cars for all sorts of people.
Tomorrow night is the presentation dinner and I don't want anyone to embarrass the club. So I'm going to explain what all this silver stuff is for. Now, what do we eat this with?
Oh, I reckon you'd eat that with a fork, wouldn't you, Coach?
Use a spoon.
No, I reckon you'd eat that with a fork.
Spoon.
Fork. Spoon. Fork. Brendan. If you keep that up, mate, you're going to be eating yours with a straw. Use a fork.
Listen to the coach.
Look at that chunk. Look at that chunk, Coach.
Brendan. Use a spoon.
Spoon.
Thanks, Boof.
Fork. Campbell's Chunky, the soup that eats like a meal.
Are you ready to rock?
Get ready for Battle of the Bands as Drew reunites the Horn Dogs
I think we're screwed.
with some help from Kate. The Drew Carey Show, Tuesday on Win.
So the restart for Canberra. Still reeling under the shock of a bounce that couldn't have been more beautiful for Manly.
And the ploy by Bob Fulton to change tactics and start the game with Cliff Lyons has paid dividends immediately. In fact, we had to wait 37 minutes for Lyons to come into the action against Parramatta last week. A real change in tactics and instrumental in putting on the first try.
Over the last couple of seasons, Peter, it's been a bit of a pattern with Bob Fulton. In their most important clashes, they usually go with this ploy. So no doubt Bob Fulton has indicated to his side just how important this game is here today down at Canberra.
McNamara, the fullback. Croker. Put him down for another jumper. He's worn just about every jumper in rugby league, Jason Croker. He's very unlucky to miss the Kangaroo Tour, actually, in 1994. Furner. First time we've seen Canberra this year. Channel 9. And this man apparently has started to hit his straps. Clyde. Daly on the blind side. And the ball into the in goal for Phillips. Vanacolo is going down the ground. I'm anxious to see him when he gets a touch and gets into some space.
And speaking of that young man, there's penalty coming Manly's way here for offside. Nothing to do with what happened around the play of the ball area. Steve Roach, you don't think it was any coincidence that Manly kicked to this side of the field on that try?
Well, you're talking about tactics a little bit earlier, Gus, and yourself, and I'm sure that would be in Bob Fulton's plans to kick to this wing. It's a young fellow's, Vanacolo's first game in first grade.
So Manly are 35 metres out. Similar position to where they used Cliffy Lyons with the cross kick. Tuvey now. Wolford hangs on underneath. Hetherington over the top. Crossing the 20. Cossett. That's the 10. Sidaris. Tuvey. Lyons. No kick. Through the hands. Oh! What a pass! What a pass! What a try! Phillips! Phillips gets it for Manly!
Just the start that Manly were looking for, and again Cliff Lyons heavily involved. And really, you've got to say, it didn't look that difficult to read, but Canberra in defence, they struggled. As we freeze it there, you can see Lyons coming to the defence. He's trying to sell that he's going to pass to this man, but Hancock coming at this angle runs into the hole that Cliff Lyons opens up just because of the lateness of the pass. You see the Canberra player in the headgear, McFadden, he didn't read it well at all, and Luke Phillips, he gets the try. It'll look beautiful from front on. This is what Cliff Lyons has, well, he's revelled in over the last 10 or 12 years.
I think there, Peter, that Luke Phillips has sucked the benefit out of playing in a side with Steve Menzies. There's no doubt that Canberra overread that, saw Menzies on the outside of Lyons. McFadden and Clyde overread the situation, and Luke Phillips has snuck through on the short ball and caught them napping. Steve Menzies certainly dragged a lot of defence away with his run.
I know Manly have got away to a miserable start in 1998, but this boy, Luke Phillips, hasn't. He's proving to be a very good buy for them. He began his career in grade here at Canberra in 1996. Here he is now, 20 metres in on a slight angle, and he converts his own try. What a mighty start for the Eagles. 12 points to 2.
Monday on Win, Australia's favourite comedies. At 7:30, Monica's The Boss.
Can you give me some more swordfish? I don't speak English.
On France.
My chef's hat. Maybe they meant to write quiet, bitch.
At 8,
Lake?
Suddenly Susan.
I quit.
At 8:30, look who wants to sing.
Oh my God, I am good.
In Veronica's Closet.
You have no idea how these things have held me back.
And at 9, Spin City.
Check out these guns.
Still the one for comedy. Mondays on Win.
The eyes have it at Vision City. All this, and also quite inexpensive. Eye-catching eyewear from Vision City.
The following offer is unbelievable but true. Now you can buy on 2 years interest-free terms at Harvey Norman. 2 years interest-free terms on furniture, electrical, bedding, carpets, home improvements, Manchester computers and much more. Buy now and pay no interest for 2 years. That's 2 whole years interest-free. What a deal. Now's the time to buy, and Harvey Norman's the place to buy. This is a limited offer, so don't miss out. With an unbelievable but true offer like this, it's no wonder.
Everybody loves Harvey Norman.
Today's lesson is about eating a healthy breakfast. Some cereals provide only this much fibre. One bowl of Sultana brand, however, contains 2/3 of a 5-year-old's daily fibre requirement, helping to maintain general health and vitality. Any questions? Okay. Drop and give me 20.
Kellogg's Sultana Bran. It helps kids shine.
There's a shampoo and conditioner that makes your hair healthier looking even when the heat's on. It's the Pantene Pro V you know so well. Pantene is in fact heat activated to actually improve the condition of heat-styled hair, which is why the Ford agency, for 50 years America's source of top model talent, recommends Pantene Pro V.
Because the model's hair takes a lot of heat.
So turn on the heat, turn on the shine with heat-activated Pantene Pro V for hair so healthy it shines.
Where do you find the largest range of hoses and fittings in Australia?
Just call NZ, that's all.
Where do you find your nearest dealer from the largest dealer network?
Just call NZ, that's all.
What drives you right now?
Well, size. I'm sick of all those cramped little cars. But check out my XL. It's got the most space, and you better believe it.
I want power. Most small cars aren't gutsy, despite their claims. But XL's 1.5-litre twin-cam engine is the most powerful.
That's the true value of Australia's #1 selling 4-cylinder car. From just $13,990 drive away, no more to pay. But hurry, they're going fast.
What drives you drives us Hyundai.
David Furner restarting again, something that he hoped he wouldn't be doing quite so soon. Start of the second half would have been more to his liking. Kosef, he's okay now, but he'll reignite that headache if he takes too many tackles like that. Hello, penalty to the defending side against Kosef.
Saying that he had hold of Laurie Daly's jersey there around the neck area. Let's just have a look. The number 6 being held there with the right hand of Nick Kosef, and that's what drew the penalty.
3-2 the penalties to the home side. DeVico looking to put some respectability on the scoreboard, Canberra. They run numbers to a wide blind. They come back open. They go up the middle. Furner. He's lost it in an endeavour to reach it over the line.
Come on, let's leave it. Come on.
Well, both Jim Sedaris and Luke Phillips did well there. They didn't get off the line particularly well. And then, as Ray pointed out, Furner, in his attempt to reach the football over, had it knocked out by Luke Phillips. And Manly will get the scrum feed with Furner making the knock on.
These two sides, these two clubs, in as they send replacements into the game. 24 is Damien Brown, big lump of a lad, and Adam Peters in 17. These two clubs in the last 25 decided premierships have won 9 of them.
Canberra, back up to the line, please.
Manly 6, Canberra 3, so they've been 2 of the more successful clubs, haven't they? Along with Parramatta, Canterbury, Brisbane. They've just about stolen the limelight, those clubs that I've mentioned. Who will it be this year? Will Newcastle get their second? Kosef. Will Brisbane get their third? Or in fact their fourth if you include last year's Super League Grand Final? And we should. Lions for Phillips. Menzies. Hopperworthy, I thought he had it, he didn't. Menzies plays it. Sedaris. Yes. That's Albert Torrens. Kick goes out on the full.
That's more like Manly, isn't it? I mean, as soon as they got the opening on the outside, the ball in Lyons' hand, a couple of decoys. Phillips again the beneficiary of having decoy runners like the likes of Menzies. And from the next play, Sedaris runs down the short side. He's able to get Torrens away. Not an easy job on this surface, particularly to get a kick back infield. Comes on the outside of his boot. And out over the touchline on the full, but much more confident play from Manly. A 12-2 start as them getting back to a little bit of form. Canberra been out of sorts. They've still got a rally.
That was Vainicolo. Now Daly. Clyde. Ooh, gee, his head went back on the shoulders. He hit the top of Tuvi's head.
And that's what we said in the preview. Bradley Clyde, when his side isn't going well, comes in and does a lot of that bullocking work around the rucks. Now, he's much better served out on the edges with Laurie Daly running as a wide running back rower, and he's in back play now, stung by that defence. These Canberra forwards have got to take it on themselves to get them going forward.
Daly sending it towards the line. It won't find it. Phillips. Good chase by Vainicolo and Wiki. Well, Manly will work it off their own line, out of the corner. Torrens. Field is about to come on. I think he's just shed the blankets. Gardner. The publicity young Craig's received today, he'll be chomping at the bit. Chance here. Oh, if he could have got clean ball, Croker. They had a big chance on the left. Lyons got a bad pass. Oh, Croker thumps him. Now, it is the fullback, McNamara.
Well, for two teams that have prided themselves on defence over the last decade, what we've seen out there so far has really been awful from both sides. Probably Canberra have been the worst offender in missed tackles, but Manly didn't start particularly well in that department as well. They got the touchy on for an incident in that tackle.
I'll tell you what this is. This is Adam Peters, who's gone in on the tackle on DeVico, and his forearm and elbow look very suspect. I don't think he made contact. That was my first thought. But here it is.
Listen, you keep quiet. Do not say two words. Stand up, please. Mate, the player was on the deck, and this player's come down heavily with the forearm, mate. Okay. Did you report an incident? Mate, probably wouldn't. All right, listen, we'll put you on report for it. He's seen it. All right. Okay, let's keep it at that.
Yeah. What I saw was exactly what happened. He missed his mark. But what was in his mind? What was his intent? And keeping in mind what Peter Ryan got the other day, and I don't know that penalty was stiff enough either. The referees are not impressed with it. Oh, Hetherington, he had a little look-see. Not like him. He's a great young lion, but he's taken a look. He doesn't need me to tell him either. Look at him.
Yeah, well, when things are going bad for you, these types of things can occur. Canberra 1 from 4. They're down 12 points to do on the scoreboard against Manly in an important game. And little mistakes like that just keep eating away at whatever confidence you have left. I know Canberra the last few weeks have played the ball very close to the play-the-ball area. They're traditionally a side that gives the ball plenty of air and sweeping long passes out to their speed. But such as their lack of confidence, that hasn't been happening in recent times.
12-2 Manly. Canberra got the first points, a penalty, but then 2 tries for Manly. Menzies able to stand, but there wasn't support. When I say that, there wasn't support in a clear space. That was Damien Brown, the big fellow that took it up on the previous tackle. Manly are on the Canberra 40-metre line. Tuvey, Lyons, Hill wants it, he's got it. Now, Algenek did well, he was going into touch, Hill's with it. They're only 15 metres out from the line. Menzies, Lyons, the cross-field kick again, and it'll be taken on the full by Vainicolo.
Just a little bit deeper there than Cliff Lyons was aiming for. And again, some nice play from Manly, attacking the right side of the field. Terry Hill getting on the outside of his man, and Olsznik did a marvellous job to get the ball back in the field of play when he was going towards touch. Canberra for mine still look fairly disorganised at this end of the field, having trouble getting out of their own danger area. Wolford's run from dummy half helps.
Tackler was Brown. Now Daly trying to get something moving. Ferner. This is the last. 44 metres on the 5 tackles. Daly's been taken out after the kick. That's the reason for the penalty. Late tackle on the kicker. Penalty where the ball lands.
It was very close to the defence. Interesting to see. Well, I think that Jeff Tuvey was committed. I think that's a fortunate one for the Raiders.
Well, he was committed and Hopewadi was trying to take no part. Tuvey really knocked Laurie Daly into John Hopewadi. That's a fortunate penalty.
Daly from the wide angle opting to take the free. Hetherington. Mark McClendon has gone on for the Raiders. McFadden away. Seabold. Back now for Daly. Croker. He keeps this up. Laurie's going to sleep well tonight. We've seen plenty of ball. Wolford. Croker now taking a look. Where's Daly? Got him on the left. Held it back for McFadden. Manly didn't swallow it. This is the last. Daly indicates the kick. The jump is on. The bat downs for Canberra. That's a try. Is it?
I think he's knocked on, Ray. I think the hand of Vainikolo propelled the ball towards the line just before he actually picked it up and placed it over. Goes backwards there, but he touched it there.
I'll tell you something, Paul McBlain got a very good call from his touch judge. He was about to give it, I'm sure.
Well, that aside, Ray, it was a very, I think, very ordinary set of 6 from Canberra there. One you wouldn't expect from them in an attacking situation. If you didn't know better, you would think that they think there's a weakness up the middle of the Manly ruck. But Canberra have been playing like that for weeks. They keep turning the ball back on the inside, no confidence to spread the ball whatsoever. And Manly were able to hold them out there. And really Canberra relying on the 6 on tackle 5 for their try.
Kosef bringing it down the blind side. Sidaris to the open. Gardner. And 17 is Peters. He's on report for that incident involving he and Luke DeVico. Tuvey, a sprint, and then a stutter, and then Gardner and Sidaris, and Menzies is on his inside. Menzies, he's a metre from the line. Oh, yes, momentum gets him there. Referee's going to call for the video, I think. Well, everywhere there's been a try in this match, or in this case it might be disallowed, Menzies has been somewhere.
Well, I don't think it will be disallowed. I agree with you. I think the momentum took him over the line. Beautiful work again. Manly really looking good on the fringe of the ruck and up the middle of the ruck. This time Sidaris capitalised, was involved. And even though his arm has hit the ground before the line, I think he's got every right to roll over and put the ball down.
Yeah, he could have rolled another 2 or 3 times there. He wasn't held. That'll be a try to Manly.
It is.
The difference between these two sides at the moment is that when Manly have the ball, there's more players in motion. They're supporting the play. They're moving the ball from side to side. As you see here, Tuvey sees a little opening up the middle, and all of a sudden support will come. Kosef onto Sidaris, now Menzies, and great players like this, particularly great try scorers, can find the line. Even though he's attended by 3 players, strength, drive, roll, yep, got another one.
The tackler, just looking at that again, the tackler has more contributed to the momentum than the attacker.
Well, they had every opportunity to stop this try because there were 3, as Gus pointed out, and I think Laurie Daly really should have come up with the tackle here on Menzies. So he falls off. I don't know whether he got much help from the other player coming in, but they really had an opportunity to stop him from getting close to the line for the momentum to take him over.
Well, it's a stunned crowd here at Bruce Stadium at the moment. Luke Phillips misses the conversion, but Manly, a commanding lead, 3 tries, 16-2.
2 wives, 2 abductions, years apart.
Well, it's a bit of a coincidence. Maybe it's a vendetta.
Suspicion surrounds big money crimes.
So much crap. You have got the wrong guy.
And in the middle,
He's our kid. He doesn't want to come home, Dave. Back off!
one cop's life
You'll hear from our barristers.
is falling apart.
You're in this hole every waking hour. You might as well sleep here too.
Dave, can you hear me? Dave?
Water Rats, Tuesday on Win.
The eyes have it at Vision City. All this and also quite inexpensive. Eye-catching eyewear from Vision City.
Maybe you think he looks kind of sexy in your lipstick. Maybelline knows better. Great Wear Budge-Proof Lip Color. It stays on. Feels great. Not dry. Because Great Wear is triple conditioned for hours of luscious budge-proof color. Great Wear by Maybelline.
When you pick up a Colonial State Bank home loan, we'll throw in $250 worth of property insurance. A choice of personal insurance. A choice of credit cards. A financial needs analysis, Quicken financial software, and choose between fixed, flexi-fixed, or rate-saver home loans. It's more than a loan. It's our Colonial Home Package. Call or drop into a branch.
To make a soup or casserole with that great homemade taste, there's only one place to start. Campbell's Real Stock. The stock that's made like homemade.
Auto Repair, we go to extraordinary lengths to make sure your car runs smoothly. Our dedicated mechanics use top brands like Dayco fan belts, Noathane suspension parts, and Munro shock absorbers. Repco Auto Repair, we guarantee it.
It was the greatest shemozzle I've ever seen. It was just a bloodbath, so help by God. And what a lot of people don't know, the day of the landing, we were supposed to land on a nice little soft beach. But the brass, all these fellas from Whitehall, we got a mile and a half off their course.
This week, buy an Anzac Day badge. And remember.
David Furner again restarting. Well, I think a lot of these fans at Bruce Stadium probably thought, well, we'll go down and watch the footy. Manly's going no better than us, and this will be a nice close contest. At the moment, there's 14 points in it.
Yeah, I hate to keep coming back to it, but this confidence thing with Canberra, I think, has been an issue over the first 4 rounds of the premiership. You know, you're nervous in a game like this. It's so important. Suddenly you're 14 points behind. It will take the nerves away from them, and we might see a little bit more open football as they try to chase this lead.
That's what you're saying, Phil, is quite remarkable when you look through their side, and you've got players like Croker, Pearson, Wiki, Daly, Clyde, Furner and Kennedy, who've all played plenty of first-team footy.
Yeah, well, it is surprising. I mean, what have we got? 6 internationals in that lot alone. Ricky Stewart not here today, but that shouldn't make such a significant difference. They've shown they can cope without him in the past. I really think it comes back to confidence. And look, Manly were no better coming into this game, but have just got on a roll with that first kick that found its mark, and all of a sudden they were in front where they like to be, and they've rolled their sleeves up and got some points. Canberra really need to consolidate now and make sure it doesn't get any worse before half-time, and if possible, get back on the scoreboard.
25th minute, Menzies playing it. Manly working off the penalty. Terry Hill. His position in that Australian side, also very competitive. Papawati. He did very well, gave Torrens a chance, minute though it might have been. Lyons, the schemer, the prober, Kosef, Gardner's over, Manly's in for number 4. The Eagles are carving them up here at Bruce Stadium.
When you play like this, it makes you wonder where it's all gone in previous weeks. But Manly, buoyed by the fact they're in front on the scoreboard, are now coming up with plays that their coach thought they'd forgotten them. A nice little reverse up the middle of the play, the ball here, and Gardner off a Kosef pass. Too strong, some threadbare defence there through the middle of the ruck. Hopewadi with a little one-arm pass gave them a little crack down the left-hand side. And when they're in this mood, Manly, they're playing a nice, simple game plan. They're only having 1 or 2 shots per set of 6. As Bob Fulton said, they're controlling the ball, working to position, and around their key ball players, Lyons and Kosef, rather than everyone trying to have an attempt with the ball to do something miraculous. They're just relying on their key ball players, Lyons and Kosef, and everyone else has rolled their sleeves up and gone forward with the football. Nice and simple, but at 20-2, what more do you need to do?
I'll take you back to a comment you made on radio. I think it was last weekend. You warned everybody not to write Manly off, and in fact, I think your words were, I'm just glad that we're not playing them next week.
I'm certainly glad we're not playing them here today, that's for sure. Look, they're a very proud club and a proud side, and this game's far from over. I mean, there are some great players in the other side as they come back to kick off. But, you know, Manly would have been strung by that criticism. I didn't think their performance was all that bad against Parramatta, because Parramatta are going exceptionally well at the moment.
So a shot while Phil was talking of Mal Meninga.
Does help your cause when they tackle like that, but doesn't it?
What's that, mate?
Oh, the defence here, I find it hard to believe this is the Canberra side. They came up in a staggered fashion, just woeful defence.
Steve Roach on the sidelines.
Well, I don't think it's any secret the good start from Manly. It's been their back row. We know how good they are. Menzies, Gardner and Kosef. They've been involved in everything in this game for Manly. They're on the front foot.
Although I've got to remind all of us, I suppose, and I guess we've all said it at some stage this season, they've got no go-forward men. We've got no Carrolls and no Gillespies and those sort of people. I don't know that they've been given any better platform today. I think Cliffy Lyons and 2. Here's a chance. Croker, 20 metres out in the centre. Now Canberra's got Manly on the back foot. There's a Manly player down. McFadden, 12 metres out from the line. Daly. Stepping run by McClendon. Now McFadden. And now DeVico. Well, that's going to require another assessment by the referee.
Well,
the video man.
Again, Paul McLean was about to award it. DeVico putting the ball down. The doubt will be as to whether he's bounced the ball. The Canberra players, and we do always look at the reaction of the teams out there as to how they respond to the incident. Canberra believe that DeVico has scored, and from that, he definitely has.
They'll get the verdict, Canberra.
You think it'll be a try?
Just for a moment, I thought to myself just for a moment, Andrew McFadden was having a big game. He was everywhere, and suddenly I realised there was another bloke with a headgear about the same size.
Yeah, well, this gave him the opportunity. Jason Croker taking the intercept. Now, Luke Phillips actually hurt himself in that tackle. We've got a few injury worries as we see DeVico come up with a strong effort to get the ball down. Laurie Daly is limping off the field, and Luke Phillips has got a shoulder problem, and he motioned straight away to the trainer to get him off as well. We're actually looking at him in the in-goal area. Well, that's just what the doctor ordered for Canberra as we come up to half-time.
Perner from 20 metres in, and oh, the flags are up. Well, that's one winner David's back today. 20 points to 8. They need to back a few more though, don't they? It is dire straits for Canberra. Daly's gone to the sheds. Here's the kick from Ferner. And bingo. David Boyle has gone on. Vanicolo is off. And Manly.
Vanicolo also picked up an injury earlier on. He looked like he went over on his ankle when Manly were attacking. As Luke Phillips restarts.
Kennedy Getting a pass away under extreme pressure.
Leave it with me. It's come off your, it's come out of your hand.
Let's just check on the...
And then come back off your foot so it's a knock on. Shut up.
Here's Daly suffering his injury. Steve Roach has got a report on that. We'll come to you in a moment, Steve. Manly's on the attack, 20 metres out. Menzies, 12 metres away. Sidaris, Tierney. It's been a back injury, apparently, with Tierney. Now Kosef. Sidaris looking for Tuvi. Lions. Papawati. Pulled down by Ruben Wiki. Lions again. And beautifully cleaned up by the fullback McNamara. Yes, Steve?
Yeah, it's a hamstring injury to Laurie Daly. I'll tell you what, he didn't mess around. He's straight into the sheds to get treatment.
Nothing going right for them. Seabold, penalty to them, Canberra. Sidaris having an animated conversation with the referee. Four tries to one. Live tomorrow morning from Augusta, Georgia. Don't forget the final round of the 98 Masters. That's at 6 a.m. Check your local guides. Fred Couples by 2. What about that grand old man of golf? 58, and he's 1 under par and in contention, Jack Nicklaus. Ferner. Some hope for you and I, Gus, still.
Not quite in their league, Rabbits.
Davico losing it.
Peter's Rabbits, don't worry, Gus.
I was talking about age, Gus. Do you mind? I know you're not as good as Nicholas. 5-1 the handling errors. Kosef feeling a bit of good defence from Canberra.
As Neil Tierney comes off the field again, Ray, I don't think he's 100%, but I'm sure that Fulton's got him to play today to give these younger props and these inexperienced props a little confidence, and he's playing in very short bursts.
Jerry Hill beating Pearson. Tuvi. Dummy for Kosef going the other way. And then smothered by Davico and Hetherington. Lions away from McFadden. And the kick bouncing over the dead ball.
I'm just wondering whether Cliff Lyons was setting himself a field goal there. Where we are still 8 minutes out from half-time. They lead by 12. Just wondering whether Cliffy was thinking maybe 13 might be a nice lead to take in, the opposition having to score 3 times.
I think young McFadden was thinking that. He wasn't going to give him the chance. And, of course, forced the error there with the kick.
That's McFadden. And now Ferner. Now, McClendon is playing at 5'8", and he looks just like the boy that just passed it. Practically identical. Time in possession there. 60%, 40% Manly's way. And Wolford, Davico in a kicking role. Torrens over the 40. And just into Canberra's area. Manly making inroads on every set of 6. They're looking very dangerous. Here they are making the ball do the work. Menzies with strength, Sidaris with reflexes, and now Tuvi away. And it's with Peters who's tackled 31 metres away from the Canberra line. Sidaris, then the blind for Kosef, and an intercept by Ferner, but I think he knocked on. Touch and go. Davico. Here's the catch.
No doubt he's knocked that on.
Hetherington. Little knock on, I fancy, from David Ferner.
Well, it may not please the purists, but I think Canberra have got to just stop worrying about tackling around the legs. 5 occasions there in a row we saw tacklers involved, but the Manly player able to offload. I think they've just about got to go up and worry about the football and nothing else at the moment.
My understanding is that Canberra were lectured during the week about their tackling styles from the officials in the game. A lot of players with arm guards and a lot of high shots in last week's game. And that could be playing on their minds.
Phillips was an open target there for Croker. There was nothing illegal.
The crowd didn't like the fact that John Hopewadi acted as a little bit of a shepherd for the next dummy half runner. He's a tough kid, Luke Phillips. He's copped a hiding on a couple of occasions in matches we've seen this year, but he hasn't buckled. He keeps fronting.
Cliffy thinking I might have a little shot at this myself. The running keeper. He's gone over to the blind side now. Here he is. And a rebound off the backside there of Brandon Pearson. No knock on. Chance for Canberra. Etherington. Crowd appealing for a penalty. 20-metre line. Let's have a look at the 10. It's okay. Fulavai. McFadden. McClendon wanting it. Fulavai having a shot himself. Clinton, I think, wants to put it in the air. Absolutely not. Ferner. David Boyle. Now Wolford. And then McFadden, McNamara, Croker. Did he get it down?
Let's go to the video. Nah, not a problem this time. The referee, Paul McLean, asked the touch judge, who is in great position, and Jason Croker did very, very well after. Quick pass there from Jeff McNamara. Very, very flat Canberra. You can see there their attacking line almost in one line. That was the key pass, and so too the one from McNamara. It put Torrens back on his heels, and Jason Croker so strong. No problems at all there. No need to go to any referee.
It was a really poor read here by Hopewadi as McFadden held the play up. Hopewadi went in on players with no real need. That allowed the 2-on-1 on his young winger. And Croker a little too strong for Torrens there. McFadden here does well. He holds it up, looks inside, looks outside, gets the defence to stand still. And that created the space on the outside for Croker. And if David Ferner can slot this one over, all of a sudden we have a new ball game, and the pendulum has swung a little bit in the confidence stakes. Manly would start to be looking over their shoulder, a big lead. And now Canberra, 2 quick tries has brought them back into the game.
20 points to 12. 4 tries to 2. David Ferner from the touchline. 20-metre line. Got it beautifully. Is it going to have the length? It's got offline anyway. 20 points to 12, no change. Inside 3 minutes.
The only concern I had here when I thought they might go to the video was Jason Croker's right elbow, but there's no doubt it was in the field of play when he planted the football down. And you've got to say that even if they went down 8-0 behind, Mal Meninga would be far from happy with the first team's performance. But I think he'd be saying, well, you've played very, very poorly, yet you're still in the game because you're only 8 down. That's where some confidence might come in.
Just a little correction in that play leading to the try. We've been giving McFadden credit for the pass. It was McClendon, the other little fellow out there in the headgear. That's McFadden. Slipping his way through. Now Wolford. Chip Chase looking for the regather. Cleaned up by Tuvey. Torrens. Brown. Taylor. Sadaris. Kosef. Hills coming in. 40 metres away from the line. They were looking very cosy, Manly. Canberra, in spite of their performance, have got back a little bit. 14. Jamie Oljanik. Having a couple of bites of the cherry. Jerry Hill. Nick Kosef. Cuts out Lyons. Tuvey. I thought the pass might have been a fraction forward to Gartner. Referee now gives 6 more tackles. Here they come again. Menzies. And a juggle by John Hopewadi. Did well to get it in. Sedaris. Tuvey. Siren in the background. Can Canberra hold them out? Here's Daniel Gartner. The ball to ground and Canberra's Kennedy comes away with it. So at half-time, Manly with 4 tries to 2. 20 points to 12. And we will take a break and be back with the second half in just a moment.
The eyes have it at Vision City. All this and also quite inexpensive. Eye-catching eyewear from Vision City.
The following offer is unbelievable but true. Now you can buy on 2 years interest-free terms at Harvey Norman. 2 years interest-free terms on furniture, electrical, bedding, carpets, home improvements, Manchester computers and much more. Buy now and pay no interest for 2 years. That's 2 whole years interest-free. What a deal. Now's the time to buy and Harvey Norman's the place to buy. This is a limited offer, so don't miss out. With an unbelievable but true offer like this, it's no wonder.
Everybody loves Harvey Norman.
Ah, welcome to Treasure Island at the Hellenic Club with more cash than you ever imagined. Each fortnight there are 10 treasure chests full of cash to be won, each containing up to $10,000.
The Hellenic Club is a great place to be.
Enter as many times as you like. Treasure Island, I'm now at Canberra's most popular club, the Hellenic Club.
The Hellenic Club.
I've always thought there was something magical about the touch of silk. Oh, sure, it's sensual, it's natural, but to me, it's always been magical. Just like Sunsilk's shampoos and conditioners with silk proteins. My hair now has a softness and a depth of shine, which only comes from the touch of silk.
Sunsilk, for the touch of silk. For a frozen pizza to be this perfect, it must be a miracle. McCain Pizza Perfection. Ah, McCain, it's a miracle again.
Right, I've got to go. Can you see to him?
Cornflakes?
He likes them.
Kellogg's Cornflakes. Delicious flakes of corn drenched in ice-cold milk. Come on, then. Here comes the big aeroplane. Meow. Oh, come on, Daddy used to eat these. They're yummy. They're nice. Do you fancy a bit of toast? Kellogg's Cornflakes. Have you forgotten how good they taste?
20 points to 12. And Canberra from right to left. They're the ones playing catch-up. Tierney comes storming back. "20-metre run by Tierney. He's been used in short bursts by Bobby Fulton. The match got away beautifully for Manly. An opportunist try, if I can express it that way. Very much resting on Lady Luck for John Hopewadi. And then it really got better and better before Canberra clawed their way back to some form of respectability at the half-time break. Steve Roach is ready on the sidelines. We'll go to him. Steve, what did Laurie say for a start?
Yeah, he's very despondent down there on the sideline. Poor Laurie Daly, he's got a hamstring injury, especially with the test match coming up in about 12 days' time. But the Raiders, Mal Meninga, he mainly talked his half-time speech about defence. He said, let's not overread Manly's attack. We have to go to them in defence, put them on the ground. They'll keep scoring if we're not committed in our defence. He said one positive to come out of it in the first half is we're not that far behind on the scoreboard. While the Sea Eagles, Bob Fulton was quite happy. He said that's a great start. Really concentrate on our completions, being the second halves this season that have really let us down. He said more chases on our kicks to put pressure on the man taking the football.
Just before you go, Steve, the breeze, is it playing a part?
No, not really. It's swirling here actually at the moment, Ray, at both ends of the field.
And also quickly, Steve, that injury with Laurie Daly, will he be back into this match or not?
No, he will not be back not be back today. And you know, as you know, Peter, I never did a hamstring, but you probably did. They take a long time to heal.
This is Kosef using Hill, wrapped up by McClendon. Earns a little wrap from Brett Hetherington, the tackle. Gartner. Tuvey. Just getting his kick in front of the outreached hand from the Canberra player. This is McNamara. And this is Vanacolo back in the game. He's replaced. Now there's a Canberra player getting some treatment. He's on the ground and out of it at the moment. McClendon for Ferner.
There you can see two trainers out on the field. It's hard to pick up as Wolford goes straight through.
Wolford won't have the pace. Have a look at the divot they've taken out of the ground. Now to the right, away from McFadden to Ferner. Through Clyde. Oh, misunderstanding. Good work by the fullback, McNamara. He's lost the ball now.
What about the divot in the ground? So Simon Wolford made a good break up the middle of the ruck here. Phillips and Tuvey have got to come up with the tackle. Watch this, bang. Now there's more dirt coming up there than after a Ray Warren Sandine.
Well,
they've immediately run out to repair that.
Don't know about more. There's as much. There you see McNamara just knocking on them. The man down injured was Seabold. Number 15 took a long time to get to his feet. I guess we quickly should give some background on this Mark McClendon as well. He's only an 18-year-old, first year out of school, and he represented Australian schoolboys in both league and union. A very talented young player.
This was the injury suffered by Seabold. That was quite some time back, and there he is back on the sidelines now. Daniel Gartner, just outside his own 30-metre line. Manly enjoying an 8-points lead. Terry Hill pulled down again by McClendon. Had a bit of work to do out there on the left side defence for Canberra. Phillips tackled by McFadden. Now Lyons on the blind, rolling it down to McNamara on his own 20-metre line.
Just talking about McClendon out there. They're actually defending them outside the centre there, outside Brandon Pearson. Now Terry Hill has half got round him twice, and I think he'll fancy his chances on that smaller player and instructing Cliff Lyons to play to the right-hand side of the field as much as possible.
Vanacolo, Clyde. The senior players have got to stand up. They've got to stand tall now. No Daly. No Stewart, no Mullen, no Nagas. Goes on. Pearson. 37 metres away from the Manly line. DeVico. Good defence from Kosef. Wolford. Fadden. Players in pursuit for Canberra are onside. Phillips has got the job to do. Kennedy the chaser and the tackler. Line drop out, they get another shot at them.
Now, I think Canberra will be getting a little bit of a sniff here. I don't think the 8 points is going to be all that much of a problem the way Manly are defending. It's just whether or not the Canberra defence can make that good enough to win. And certainly on a roll here with a repeat set of 6. Manly are really waiting for them with the ball at the moment. And without Daly and Stewart, I think maybe they've been lulled into a false sense of security. This Canberra side looks prepared to move the ball.
Special comments today from Sydney City coach Phil Gould. McNamara, the fullback, taken out by Tuvey, given to McClendon. McClendon with a sprint. Now they go down the left. He'll go all the way. Fullerby. Alberto Fullerby gets it over for Canberra. They've got more than a sniff.
Well, that's again quite remarkable. I'm just trying to work out where the cover defence was. It just came from nothing.
Might be something wrong with this end of the park.
Well, the line drop out. It's taken, and McNamara does well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happens here. You watch as Fullerby gets around the outside. The Manly players will see the Manly trainer behind the line, and I'm sure Luke Phillips. I'm sure Luke Phillips feels as though he was a defender. You saw Terry Hilborg. The trainer couldn't come across and make the tackle, and all of a sudden there was 3 men there and no one chased.
Well, I guess there has been criticism in the past about the amount of time trainers spend on the field, and Manly's been one of those clubs criticised. If that is the case, then it's cost them points, with Albert Fullerby again running in a very soft try.
Well, I think he shocked Fullerby. Fullerby had a look at him and said, well, you're not going to get me, and I'm over in the corner. But there was no doubt there that the trainer had balked everybody on the field. And as we said, this Canberra side, without Daly and Stewart, are moving the ball more than they have in the last month.
David Furner sadly offline, but it's 20 points to 16. Canberra coming back.
Are you ready to rock?
Get ready for Battle of the Bands as Drew reunites the Horn Dogs.
I think we're screwed.
With some help from Kate. The Drew Carey Show, Tuesday on Win.
The new Falcon GLI Sapphire 2, now for a low $99 a week drive away, with over $3,800 of free extras, including auto, air, front power windows, alloys and cruise control. For $99 a week drive away.
Everything is 20% off tomorrow only at Lowe's. A minimum of 20% off all stock, Monday only. Everything, and I mean everything, except schoolwear and advertised specials, is 20% off tomorrow only at Lowe's.
I need to see it.
Hello.
Hi.
What's your name?
Tuna free.
This is the Nappy Sound Doorstep Challenge.
This is unbelievable.
Have you got anything at the moment we could come out and have a look at?
Yes, there's the normal grass stains.
Bit of blood stain there too, by the looks of it. You managed to get all those stains out?
No, I'm having trouble now. I've soaked them for a few days.
But you obviously don't soak them in Nappy Sound Plus.
No.
If I was to leave this with you and just use a cap full, you're still a bit stunned, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Well, how did the Wingers rugby shorts come up?
Oh, absolutely incredible. These went in the soak and out rinsed and they're sparkling.
Come up better than they normally do?
I showed them to my son and he said they're embarrassing, they're so white.
So Nappy Sound Plus, it beats a wider range of tougher stains.
Here's fantastic holiday value, an all-inclusive River Murray cruise and South Australian holiday package. Stay in the heart of Adelaide at the Hilton International, visit the Barossa Valley, then spend 5 fantastic nights aboard Proud Mary on South Australia's River Murray. Private stateroom accommodation, daily shore excursions, superb cuisine and campfire night. Everything's included. Accommodation, tours and cruise. 8 days for just $11.90. Save $400 off the regular price. Phone 1-800-677-683 now.
He's a big city doctor, stranded in a small town.
Do doctors know more about sex than normal people?
I have a fair knowledge of animal husbandry. It's all pretty much the same thing.
Michael J. Fox is Doc Hollywood, Wednesday on Win.
Canberra. First use of the football in this passage. Third try for them. My goodness, they're making some, now that I've been alerted to the divots in the ground, they're making some very big holes in this turf, which is only obviously very new. If little McFadden steps in one of the divots, they'll never find him. Wolford, he's been good.
Okay, probably won't be him, it'll probably be McClendon anyway.
It'll probably be McClendon, you're quite right. Torrens.
I think Manly need a little injection here. I think I'd be getting Craig Field out there to keep them positive with the ball. They've led 20-2, now 20-16. I think they're looking over their shoulder and wondering if they can hang on rather than wanting to be positive with the football. And maybe Craig Field can inject a little bit more back into them. Plus a better kicking game, other than the first try, which was off a poor kick, really. There's been no kicking game for Manly.
Good piece of refereeing, I think, from McLean. This has been lost by Peters. Now, McFadden's gone to hooker. McClendon's gone to half. Croker's gone into the centres. And Wolford has come off. And this Manly player coming off is Peters. So Canberra with a team that looks nothing like the one they chose on Tuesday night. McNamara. Vanacola. Centering play. Opposition 20-metre line. Oh, Croker's propelled the ball forward. And McLean will put a scrum down.
Yeah, it certainly went forward, but I'll tell you what's happened with this Canberra side. Some young players in this side, like your McFaddens and your McClendons, have been sitting back and playing with the likes of Clyde, Daly and Stewart, and a little tentative about getting themselves involved and waiting for these big-name players. All of a sudden, Stewart and Daly aren't there, and they feel a little more comfortable in coming in and demanding the ball, and as a result, they've opened up their play enormously. They're really troubling this Manly defence.
Tuvey. So the introverts have become extroverts, Phil.
Well, it's got to happen one day, doesn't it? I mean, there's got to be a changing of the guard at some time. Not for one moment am I suggesting Stewart and Daly are on the way out, but it's a good chance for these young fellas, you know, just to get out and play some football and not be worried about what these senior players are doing.
Taylor. Jimmy Sedaris. Cliffy Lyons. Phillips pushing away from McClendon. McClendon eventually winning the battle with a bit of help from Brad Clyde. Tuvey.
I think Bob Fulton's got to get Craig Field on out there on the field, because the kicking game is poor and Canberra getting the ball in relatively good position every time Manly give it up. And that weight of possession is just going to tell on them. They're going to score points on this Manly side.
Fulavite. Davico. Right on the halfway line. Ricky. This will be play on, advantage Manly, 0 tackle. Hopewadi got the first try. That started Manly on a wave that carried them to an 8-point lead at halftime, and at one stage an 18-point lead. Taylor feeling the total wrath of the Canberra defence of Davico and Hetherington. Tuvey running from dummy half, trying to get something going for Manly. Sedaris at receiver. Lyons at second. Menzies out in the centres. bootlace tackle from Brandon Pearson. Hill for Lions. Lions punching it down into that corner. With great precision, he finds the line.
And if you bought a raffle ticket for the Valley Dragon Footy Club, get your numbers out. It's one.
Don't forget tomorrow morning, again, 6 o'clock, the final round of the 1998 US Masters. The green jacket at the end of the day. Will it be Fred Couples? Leads by a couple. A trio of great players chasing. Tiger's not far away.
The Tiger's close enough.
Yeah. Steve Roach.
Gee, I'll tell you what, this Canberra defence is lifted when Manly have got the football coming out of their own end. They would have been lucky to make 20 yards in their last 2 sets of 6 tackles if it wasn't for the kick.
Brad Clyde. Like a big steamroller. DeVico. Penalty. Canberra. I think he's penalised this man, Damien Brown, for an incident when he was at marker. Yeah, that's what he's got him for, not allowing him up to play the ball. Continued to pull him down. So we have got a very interesting contest unfolding here. Both with 1 win in the National Rugby League out of 4 weekends of football. 2 of the top dogs. Good work, McClendon. Away from Boyle to Croker. Croker tries to fend away. He's on the 40-metre line. Wolford is back on. Now for Boyle. He's inside the 30-metre line. They've occupied this territory largely in the second half. Vanicolo did well. Boyle supported. Kosef hanging on. Some of these Manly players struggling to get back. Now DeVico out wide. Big DeVico throws the pass. Brad Clyde's there. The ball is with Manly's Phillips. Phillips is pulled down. Manly a penalty.
Yeah, great hustle there by Luke Phillips. He got up off his line, and when the flick pass came back in field, it was a dangerous situation for Manly. But he never gave up on it. He just kept wrestling, came up with the football, and now drawn the penalty, which will relieve a little bit of the pressure for Manly. They really have got to start to play more positively with the football. I don't think they're going to hang on to a 4-point lead. I may be wrong, but I don't think 4 points is going to be enough. They're going to have to score again if they want to win this game.
Brown. More vigour in the defence, Peter.
Well, they have lifted, as Steve Roach has pointed out, but they needed to. And I do think that it coincides with going a little bit higher in the tackles.
Tierney. Well, Phil has already told us that they were spoken to about their tackling style. It's had a detrimental effect in the first 40 minutes.
To beat Manly, Ray, you've got to stop the football, and that's what they're starting to do.
Juvie. Supported. Gartner. Gartner's got some space, but he gets it to the 10-metre line. From Tierney. Tuvey's there again. Lyons is with it. Oh, Menzies had the defence in his eyes. Snatched at the ball. A chance goes for the Eagles.
Yes, and what seemed so easy early in the first half becomes a little bit more difficult under the pressure of the closeness in the scores. And Menzies and Lyons, despite having a great combination there, coming up with the error, will lose the pressure for Canberra. Only 4 points of difference. They'd be feeling pretty good about this, Canberra.
Let's keep it going that way, but I want a good 10 metres. Hey? Mate, I'm yelling out all day. I go out and horse after this, Simon.
President's Cup today was won by Manly. 22-16 over the Raiders. It's likely we might have a repeat of that scoreline. 20 points to 16 currently. Manly. That is Seabold. He's recovered from that injury. Boyle, a veteran of Canberra, and their performances over, it must be 10 years. McNamara. That's McClendon in 16. Now Vanicolo. Good contest over there with Torrens. Clyde. Ferner The left, right step from Ferner, customary. Not working on Manly as they find the line now.
Pretty good kick there from Simon Wolford. Picked up a good 40 metres. Of course, by kicking from dummy half, all the chasers on side, although they didn't come into the reckoning on that occasion because the ball did go into touch. But without Laurie Daly there, who does most of the kicking, there's going to be some extra responsibility around in that department. On that occasion, the youngster took it on his shoulders.
The 18th of April, tickets available through Ticketek outlets.
After 6 o'clock tonight, something different. Your chance to chat with former Australian cricket captain Ian Chappell. Live on 9 MSN. And the website address for that to talk to Ian, sports.9msn.com.au. What are you laughing at? Do you mind?
Oh, no, you handle it great.
Why do you keep laughing when I'm trying to do something brand new?
So that's better defence there. Jim Sedaris turning and looking for support. Canberra player over the top. And that time David Ferner forcing the mistake, going in strongly on Jeff Tuvey, although he believes that there was no knock-on.
I don't think there was either.
By the way here, boys, I'd still be looking to the sideline for Craig Field. I think he can provide the enthusiasm here, or certainly the injection of spark that Manly are looking for. They're not playing very positively with the ball at all. Craig Field sitting out there waiting for his opportunity, and you know how much he loves his football. You can bet your life once he gets out there, he'll get amongst them. Canberra with another great opportunity. 40 metres out, scrum in the middle of the field.
Pearson. Is full of eye down the left of the ground again, where he scored Canberra's most recent try. Seabold, McFadden, Kennedy tried to hurdle the tackle. Wolford to the open. Seabold. 3 metres inside the 20 line. Kennedy again. Puts a fend on Gartner. 5 gone now for Canberra. Wolford to the blind. Little kick by McFadden, and the fullback cleans it up again.
This Manly defence is really sitting back and waiting on Canberra. Whether it comes out of the confidence of not having won games or starting to get nervous about the scoreline, but there's nothing positive about the Manly play at the moment. They're really sitting back. And this is the second time that Canberra in this second half have been able to force a repeat set of 6. From the last one, they scored a try. And Manly really struggling behind their post now.
It wasn't an easy kick either from McFadden there. There are a lot of Manly bodies, so to get it into the in-goal area, he had to be fairly precise. We've got another Manly player with an injury problem. You see him leaving there at the top of the screen over the dead ball line. Now a couple of more players coming into the action in Joe Taylor and Damien Brown.
Canberra supporters really trying to lift their team. They're urging for the Raiders to come back. They've done a very big job to get this far. Lost Daly 30 minutes into the game. Some of the lesser lights are rising to the occasion. Ferner, 20-metre line, blindside McNamara. Now will they get back this time? Again with Luke Phillips. And again they will give the ball back to Canberra.
Yeah, good football there. McNamara read that pretty well. He saw that Phillips was up in the line. He couldn't get through, but the kick was that well placed and the chase is that good. But they got the next best result. No Manly player coming up with an infringement there. Phillips did well to get back. They're slowly building the pressure.
It gets back to what I said, Peter. I mean, I'm sure if Ricky Stewart and Laurie Daly on their side, that young fella wouldn't have even thought about chip and chase for himself. All of a sudden, those older heads aren't there, and these kids know it's up to themselves. And a little bit of a free rein. They're certainly playing some good football.
Wiki. Smashed down. 38 metres from the line. Vanacolo. He's one of those straight up and down runners. Doesn't go round. McFadden, oh, little dummy. Then he went under. He burrowed under the little fellow and got it to the 10-metre line. Now they come down the blind. Back to the open. Raked out by Manly. It's play on. It's Wolford with the ball. 6 more tackles. Metre from the line. Croker. Jason Croker. Away to McFadden. McFadden gets the pass down for Seabold. 8 metres out from the line. McClendon. Pulled down by Menzies. Verner comes back on the open side. Goes for it. 2 metres from the line. 5 gone. Wolford with a kick. And Manly saving with scrambling defence.
They've pulled off about 4 tackles there with one-arm grabs that have just stopped the Canberra side inches. And this time Simon Wolford from dummy half hits the post, and very intelligently there David Ferner knew he was offside, didn't play at the football. Manly in 6s and 7s, you could throw a handkerchief over them throw a handkerchief over him at the moment. Handkerchief.
Oh,
How good's that?
He's fitting in good, isn't he, Russ?
You'll get a permanent berth here for sure. Now, Sidaris sweeping it back. Tuvey. Angle for Hopewate. Space down the left for Torrens, but put down. Lions. Gartner away. Menzies. He puts the kick on it.
Yeah, very intelligent, Stephen Menzies. Very intelligent.
Bullabay.
I thought he was going to try something a little extra there. Could only have led to disaster for Manly, and very intelligently he put his foot to the ball down in the corner. Where's Craig Field? He's got to get on the field.
Well, a good thing from Steve Menzies there. He knew it was the last tackle. Now Canberra, through Brandon Pearson, take the ball 28 out. They did well, Manly, there. They went the length of the field in 6 tackles. They need to do so, but aren't these youngsters the lookalikes, really, McFadden and McClendon, causing all sorts of problems for the Manly defence with their darting?
Ray wish they'd changed their name to Smith and Jones.
The Scots have really got us wrapped up today. McClendon, McFadden, McNamara, and this is Gartner. Jason Croker's playing a much more involved role now for Canberra. Hopewate, the inside ball, has seen the big fellow go 30 metres down to the 10. McNamara, great tackle.
Knock on.
We will break. Be back with you in just a moment. 4 points the margin.
Pictures that shock the world. Inside the terror camps where teenagers are treated like animals.
Please save me from the death penalty.
And why Portugal has declared war on Australian wine.
This is absolutely filthy.
Tonight on 60 Minutes.
When you're hungry, experts say to eat your food more slowly. Hey, why not just enjoy more food? Lean Cuisine larger servings. It's not just lean, it's cuisine.
When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. Help me if you can, I'm feeling.
We're on our way to my brother's wedding. I've got the bride.
Disprin has been used by Australian families for years. Made with aspirin, Disprin Direct is preferred by many for quick and easy pain relief. Because it dissolves in your mouth, it can be taken wherever and whenever it's needed, without water and without chewing. Disprin Direct's clean, fresh taste makes it even easier to take, and absorption can start in as little as 5 minutes. So when headaches, period pain and muscular pain strike, you can trust Disprin Direct to treat pain fast. And not only does Disprin Direct relieve pain and fever, it can also reduce inflammation, something products made with paracetamol can't do. Whether you're at home, work or school, it provides effective pain relief when you need it most. That's fast, comforting relief, anytime, any place. Use only as directed for minor and temporary ailments, and see your doctor if symptoms persist.
Tuesday.
Elvis McGuinness is a terrier with very bloody big teeth. Don't you start on me. You're going to have to wait.
And the babysitting job from hell.
Still, I must have walked into something very big.
Good guys, bad guys. Tuesday, 9:30 on Win.
20 points to 16, Canberra. Withholding a Manly avalanche. Ruben Wiki. People in New Zealand well catered for today. Davico. This was John Hopewadi in full flight a few minutes ago and knocking on. So Canberra working it back beyond their own 40-metre line with one of the superstars, Brad Clyde, McFadden, McClendon, Croker, Kennedy. They're just into Manly's area on tackle 5. And Hetherington's got the ball. Not a bad kick either from the front rower. Tyron's out of the corner. Smashed by Wiki and Vanicolo. Craig Field's coming on, Phil Gould.
He's certainly coming to the sideline now, and on he goes as Cliff Lyons runs from the field. I don't think it'll take long for the little fellow to get his side moving forward, and maybe his kicking game could be the difference in getting Manly home here.
Peters. Field. From dummy half. They've had him corralled for 67 minutes, Craig Field.
And that was tremendous defence from Canberra. 5 tackles gone, Craig Field. Is this going to stay in the field of play? No, it's not. Well, they were really rewarded there, the Raiders, for coming up with 5 good defensive tackles. And now they'll have 6 of their own, only 30 out.
McFadden's injured for Canberra. Just missing it. Little McFadden's coming off. Clyde. Grabbed and pulled down by Kosef. Davico. 4 points the margin. Canberra being urged by the crowd. Boyle. 9 metres out. Desperate from Sidaris. Angle for Ferner. Straight ahead for Kennedy. Boyle again. Davico. Davico. He's got 1 try today. 5th tackle. Through McNamara, to McClendon, flicked away for Ferner, now for McNamara, back and down for McClendon, and that's the end of the tackle count for the turnover.
They had to get a kick in there. They kept it alive well, especially David Ferner getting a flick pass out the back, but McClendon at the death had to roll one into the in-goal area and maintain the pressure. Great defence from Manly, especially a tackle from Jim Sidaris on Ben Kennedy close to the posts.
Steve Roach on the sidelines.
I've got to say, it's a tough call on Craig Field. He's been sitting on the sideline freezing for the whole of the game. He gets sent on with 12 minutes to go and expects to do the kicking.
Menzies. This is Peters. Now Kosef. Just outside the 40-metre line. Field. This kick very high, bouncing up for the fullback McNamara. who's had a fine game for Canberra. And the run carries him to the 20-metre line.
This is the young man I'd be trying to get closer to the action. Nicola, he looks like a real talent. That's why he was such a hot property. A lot of the sides trying to get his services. Canberra came up trumps there, almost a swap with Quentin Ponga here as David Furner gets a great ball away. Brandon Pearson into some space.
Boyle. McClendon. Then Croker. Clyde on the stampede. Clyde! Knocked down by Craig Field and backwards to Hopewadi. Hancock comes away for Manly. Hancock pulled down, 15 out.
Well, that's where Bradley Clyde's most dangerous. He keeps coming in and doing that bullocking work, helping his forwards out. But if he could just place himself out on the edges, he's the one that might break this game wide open for Canberra. They're running onto a short ball, and that's the Bradley Clyde we remember. Out amongst the centres, using his athleticism.
With hindsight, he might have been just as well to try and stampede over the tackle of Phillips. He went looking for support, but nobody was with the big fellow. As I say, looking back, he probably should have just gone straight into Phillips and bashed his way through. I'm pretty sure he would have done it. Menzies. Phillips up in the back line. Field out at 5'8", easily away from a defender. And then putting up another big kick, and it'll bounce favourably for him this time.
His first kick might not have been a particularly good one, going to touch on the full, but his last couple have been beauties. And he's coming off.
Well, I can only imagine he's injured, or he's carried an injury in today's game.
Just clever work there to eat up a couple of extra metres when he was under pressure.
And give his side a rest. Manly really haven't had a break in this second half. Canberra haven't dropped a ball. They've forced a few line dropouts. They're winning the penalties in the second half. Manly can't put any pressure on this Canberra side at all. And those sort of things where your kicker can pick up the line. I know he missed with the first one, but he's found touch there, and he's just given them a breather before they have to start their defence again.
Ruben Wiki. Well, if it is an injury with Craig Field, the doctor didn't seem all that concerned. Now Canberra. Pearson. Near the halfway line. Seabold. McClendon. Hetherington. Furner. Tries to bust between Menzies and Lyons. Wiki. Blindside is stacked if they go back that way. 30-metre line. And the fifth tackle. Long ball. McClendon. Clyde out wide where Phil wants him. Then the kick ahead. And another one. And it's going to be picked up by Canberra. 6 more tackles. Croker. 10 metres out from the line. Clyde. Now it's McFadden back on. 2 metres from the line. For Furner. Clyde. Boyle. Looking for the inside pass to McClendon. He's a dummy half now. Clyde involved in everything late in the game. 3 metres from the line. McFadden. McClendon. And able to get it away for Furner. He bumps off Toby. Furner can't get rid of the ball. The line a metre away. Kennedy. McClendon. And then he's over the line. Croker. Croker's got the ball over the line. Canberra have come from 20-2 to level at 20-20.
And have an opportunity to go to the lead if David Furner, who hasn't kicked well today, can steer the conversion over. It had to come. They really looked like going through this Manly defence so often there. No problems with going behind Brandon Pearson, try scorer, because there was no Manly defender being impeded. Luke Phillips came up with 2 or 3 try-saving tackles in the lead-up. He's had a great game this afternoon, the Manly fullback. But Jason Croker, weight of numbers, weight of possession, finally gets across. And really, the McFadden and McClendon, they've been marvellous in this second half.
Oh, McFadden, McFadden. You can see here where Hancock races up and gets himself in no man's land on the short side. He's really not defending to anyone. He's run up and put himself in a hole rather than on a defender. And a simple little play down the short side there has resulted in a try to Croker and a levelling of the scores, and David Furner with the opportunity to put them in front. But McFadden. Ray, I don't know how you do it.
He does it better than anyone. He's pushed the ball, hasn't he, David Furner, when he's kicked? Even the one that hit the post, he pushed it. I wonder whether he'll make the necessary adjustment here.
What about Brad Clyde in this second half, in the last 10 minutes?
Tremendous. It's getting back to the type of football he's playing, and it's coincided with his forwards, starting to roll their sleeves up, so he can move himself back out into the back line and play a little wider.
Here's Furner then, Phil. 5 in, 20 out. To lead in the game, and he's pushed it out to the right again. Oh, he's had an unhappy day. 20-20, 75 minutes gone.
If an issue needs raising, when the truth needs uncovering, A Current Affair is there, breaking the big stories and being where it's at. When someone needs to talk, be it with anger, with sadness, with hope, our leaders, our entertainers, they all make a point to come to A Current Affair. There are a million stories in Australia's backyard, and year after year, we tell them better than anyone else.
This is what it's all about.
Weeknights on Win, A Current Affair with Ray Martin.
The new Falcon GLI Sapphire 2, now for a low $99 a week drive away, with over $3,800 of free extras, including auto, air, front power windows, alloys and cruise control. For $99 a week drive away.
Everything is 20% off tomorrow only at Lowe's. A minimum of 20% off all stock Monday only. Everything, and I mean everything, except schoolwear and advertised specials, is 20% off tomorrow only at Lowe's.
I've always thought there was something magical about the touch of silk. Oh, sure, it's sensual, it's natural, but to me, it's always been magical. Just like Sunsilk's shampoos and conditioners with silk proteins. My hair now has a softness and a depth of shine, which only comes from the touch of silk.
Sunsilk, for the touch of silk.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 100 metres final. In lane 4, Iko Tamari, Japan. Lane 5, Tanya Rochelle, Canada. In lane 6, Rachel Woods, Germany. Lane 7, Anita Capelli, USA. And lane 8, Vicky Williams, AMP.
Vicky Williams, AMP Customer Service Officer, believes dreams can come true. That's why Vicky's really proud that her AMP is one of the sponsors of the 2000 Olympic Games.
AMP? AMP.
Guys, tomorrow night is the presentation dinner, and I don't want anyone to embarrass the club. So I'm going to explain what all this silver stuff is for. Now, what do we eat this with?
Oh, I reckon you'd eat that with a fork, wouldn't you, Coach?
You use a spoon.
No, I reckon you'd eat that with a fork.
Spoon.
Fork. Spoon. Fork. Brendan. If you keep that up, mate, you're going to be eating yours with a straw. Use a fork.
Listen to me, Coach. Look at that chunk. Look at that chunk, Coach.
Brendan.
Use a spoon.
Spoon.
Thanks, Boof.
Campbell's Chunky, the soup that eats like a meal.
Mal Meninga. He'd have to be very, very warm on the inside at the thought of what his side has done. Trailing by 18 and without Daly for the last 50 minutes.
Now for Canberra, other than David Furner, I don't know if these young fellas, I suppose they've done everything else, they can kick field goals. Craig Field is usually the field goal kicker for Manly. And of course, he's still on the sideline. So if this does come down to a point with 5 minutes to go, you think that's what both sides would be working for. You'd have to get Craig Field back out there.
Hetherington tries to bust them down the centre. Steve Roach
Gee, they've had some football, haven't they, this Canberra side? They've done it well, persistent. It'll pay off at the end of the day if they do end up getting this win against Manly.
5 gone, they're on the halfway line. Croker's after this ball from an onside position. Phillips.
Referee ruled that was a knock back. It was a near thing for Luke Phillips. Take Hancock out of dummy half. Does well to pick up 10 and gets a penalty. Just have a look, he gets a touch here, Luke Phillips. Fortunately, it went back.
In the interim, he's caught Canberra offside. Yeah, the players on the blind side didn't retire the 10. So, will either of them get a chance to snatch victory with the field goal? There hasn't been a drawn result this year in the inaugural NRL competition. At the moment, it's seesawing around the halfway mark. Kosef.
I do think, Ray, with the field goal exponents out there at the moment, they've got to be in pretty close position. I don't think that there's any long-range shooters out there, really. They've got to be within the 20.
Terry Hill. Lions sweeping it, picked up by Taylor, well done by the big man, Gardner. Smashed down by Wiki. He was unguarded, Daniel. Cossets kick, rebound. Boyle's offside. McClendon's away with the ball. McClendon's going to go all the way. Clear the tarmac. Here he comes. McClendon, one of these little leprechauns, has finally put the nail in the coffin. Look at Daly on the sidelines. The crowd goes mad. Canberra 24, Manly 20. Look at Laurie Daly.
Yeah, no trouble with the hamstring there. It's forgotten for the moment. Nick Kosef here tried to kick the football through. It bounces off the knee. Fortunately for Canberra, McClendon was in an onside position. And this is just reward. He has been the best player on the field in the last 50 minutes of this game. And he's involved himself in everything. And when you do that, it's amazing how often you just happen to be in the right place at the right time.
You guessed who it came off? Brad Clyde.
Yeah, well, I mean, it comes back to the kicking as well. Manly just haven't taken up any field position in this second half, and sheer weight of possession has got their tackle counts up. They tie. They look as though they've been waiting, trying to protect the lead. They led 20 points to 2 halfway through the first half. We said the game wasn't over. I don't know if we really believed it at the time. Once Laurie Daly left the field, you would have to think that Manly were home. But golly, say it again.
Talk about Laurie Daly leaving the field. His feet have been off the ground for the last 3 minutes. David Thurner finally gets it over. 26-20. Daly shouting instructions from the sideline.
So am I right in saying that Canberra have now scored 24 points in a row to 0? Trailed 20 points to 2. And there's the siren.
There is the siren, Peter. You're quite right. They came here with 1 win each. One of them had to lose, and it seemed absolutely certain it would be Canberra. But they've come from 20-2 down to win this game. 26-20. Daly was lost at the half hour. Stewart didn't play. And they have scored 5 tries to 4 and won the game. 26-20. Magnificently exciting game. After the break, we'll be back at Bruce Stadium, and Peter and Phil will wrap it. Blocker will have our $1,000 man of the match for you. Hope you enjoyed it. Here's a break. We're back.
Monday on Win, Australia's favourite comedies. At 7:30, Monica's The Boss.
Can you give me some more swordfish? I don't speak English.
On France.
My chef's hat. Maybe they meant to write quiet, bitch.
At 8,
Snake?
Suddenly Susan.
I quit.
At 8:30, look who wants to sing.
Oh my God, I am good.
In Veronica's Closet.
You have no idea how these things have held me back.
And at 9, Spin City.
Check out these guns.
Still the one for comedy. Mondays on Win.
Everything is 20% off tomorrow only at Lowe's. A minimum of 20% off all stock Monday only. Everything, and I mean everything, except schoolwear and advertised specials, is 20% off tomorrow only at Lowe's.
Don't cover that yet, Dad?
Yep. That's the last time, mate.
Repco Auto Repair, we go to extraordinary lengths to make sure your car runs smoothly. Our dedicated mechanics use top brands like Dayco fan belts, Northane suspension parts and Munro shock absorbers. Repco Auto Repair, we guarantee it.
Times. I love my team when they're going through the bad times. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get love the Knights, but I get Dragons. You're never gonna keep me down. I get love the Warriors, but I get Chargers. Love the Panthers, keep me the Bears. I get love Cowboys, but I get Roosters. Love the Tigers, keep me the Eagles. I get love Steelers, but I get Rabbitohs. Love the Eagles, keep me down.
I love my footy.
Plenty of character shown by the Canberra Raiders this afternoon at Bruce, coming back from a seemingly impossible position to defeat Manly 26 points to 20 with DeVico. Croker got 2 tries, Fulavai, McClendon, David Ferner kicked 3 from 6, and for the Eagles, Hopewate, Phillips, Menzies and Gartner scored 4-pointers. Luke Phillips kicked 2 from 4. The young players for Canberra stood up to be counted this afternoon, and none more so than our man of the match, who is with Steve Roach.
Well, $1,000 man of the match goes to Mark McClendon, the 5'8" for the Canberra Raiders. Magnificent performance, down 20-2 in the first half. What a great effort from the Raiders.
Yeah, it was a good effort with the team. We're a bit slow in the first half, as usual. Mel gave us a bit of a talk to at half-time and told us to have a dig, and that's what we did.
But you went about it the hard way. You went around Australia to get that win finally. Had plenty of opportunities there in the second half.
Yeah, we bombed a few opportunities, but I'm sure they'll come during the year.
The weight of possession too really took its toll on Manly. They probably thought they had the game won.
Yeah, well, that's right. I mean, with both our halves gone, Ricky Stewart was out and Laurie Daly went off. I'm sure they were pretty confident in winning.
And how did it feel to be such a young bloke filling in for Laurie Daly?
Oh, it's great, especially in front of the home crowd, our first home game. And it's just good for the fans turning up today.
Well, Mark, congratulations, $1,000 richer. Good on you, mate. We'll see a lot more of you.
Thanks, mate.
We will indeed. This 18-year-old, very, very talented, got 3 points in our Dally M Awards. Luke Phillips was marvellous for Manly at fullback. He took 2, and Andrew McFadden got the 1 point in our Dally M's. And don't forget to check the Daily Telegraph and the Courier Mail tomorrow for all the points in our awards. 20-2 down, the game should have been over. Have we seen the resurgence that Canberra were looking for this afternoon?
Well, I said before the game, the team that won today would see that as a kickstart to their season. Normally, when you're out of form, you look to your senior players. Today, it was the kids that gave them the great shot of enthusiasm and great football, and Canberra could get on a roll from here.
Well, a real